Hey guys, Roberto here, and today I finally went to Toysrus and I found new stuff. I was able to complete my Dino Charge action figure collection, and I was also able to find new Ranger key packs. I'm still deciding on whether or not I should continue with my Ranger key pack collection or my Dino Chargers, because I have not gotten a single Dino Charger since last time I went on to Toysrus and I bought a Parasword and I got a green Dino Charger. Now, aside from that, I finally have the Dino Charge Villains. I only found two of them. I was able to find Fury and the Vivix. They were hidden behind Rangers, so, I guess people were trying to find them. And Dino Charge Villains are very hard to find, so I was happy, to find these easily. Because last year, when I was trying to find the car and the X-Borgs, it took me a long time to find those. I found the car one in Walmart, and then I found it in another Walmart. I found the X-Borg. But yes, I got lucky with villains, I guess, but a lot of people say that they're hard to find, and they are, because, truly they only send, like, one villain with each Ranger box that, comes with Dino Charge action figures. So they're very hard to find, but I found them easily, as always, I guess. So, here's Fury. He's a favorite. I really like the Dino Charge Villian character designs. They look really awesome, the sword and everything. He's some type of, dog, I guess. And his Japanese counterpart is called Dogordo. And, well, let's look at the box first. Here we have Fury and his weapon. And then on top it says Dino Charge in the Ranger, Red Ranger. On the bottom it says Villain Fury. And then the back says the bio and stuff other stuff you get in this line. I'm not planning on getting the Dino Charge Megazord because it's an action figure and I'm not really into action figure Megazords. I like more the actual Megazords. Here's the bio, and it says, eager to earn his freedom from evil Sledge, the dangerous and hot-tempered Fury scores the globe in search of the Energems, and he's perfectly willing to destroy the Power Rangers to get his way. And then it says it in French, I guess, and then Spanish. So that's Fury. I think last time in my Dino Charge Power Ranger review, I confused his name for Sledge too. He's very hard to remember, but I finally got his name, so. And now here's Vivix. Villain Vivix. A lot of collectors, they like buying like 10 of the henchmen, and I'm not the type of person. I only buy one because I'm not rich, so I can only afford one at a time. And also I need to buy other stuff, so I don't really have time to be buying the same thing. So I have one Lugi, one X-Borg, and one Vivix. So yeah. Here we have the figure, and I really like the design for the Dino Charge action figure boxes because they look really cool and everything. They look better than what we got last year with Super Mega Force. Here's a picture of the Vivix, Villain Vivix, and he doesn't come with a weapon apparently. But I was really happy to get this figure because he's one of my favorite this character designs for the henchmen. I like the Curator villains. They look really cool. And then on the bottom it says the figures in the other line, and then here's his bio. Sledge evil foot soldiers. They're troublesome for the Power Rangers their own, but even more so, they come together to form Vivizords. Vivizords are like these big dinosaur swords that are combined with like the Vivix. You guys gotta watch Curious to get that. And yeah, and those were the figures. Now I really like how they look in the boxes, but sadly I gotta open them so I can review them. So let's open them up and see how they look in, how they look in real life. So yeah. Alright, so here we have the figures out of the packaging. They look awesome already just out of the packaging. I really love the villain figures. In Power Rangers Toylands, we don't really get a lot of villains because, it's more called Power Rangers, not villains. But I really like the villains of Power Rangers. I've always liked action figures of those. Even though we probably, we sometimes even get, just 2 of the villains every year. But, I heard that this year, for the Dino Charge villains, they're going to be releasing more of the villains. They're going to be releasing Sledge. This is Fury, so Sledge is, the leader. And I hope they release more, like Candelita, which is, I don't know her American counterpart yet, but Candelita from Curious, she looks really cool. I like her design and everything, like the hearts and everything. Because Curious villains are the most awesome villains ever. They just, their designs are so awesome. When I first saw Curious episode 1 and I saw, the henchmen, they look, really wacky and everything, and I really like wacky villains. So let's take a look at his figure. You can't move the foot down here, but you can move this right here. The hand, there's a tool right here. You can move this here. And you can't move the head around because, his big wig. I really like this. He looks like a surfer from the 80s. But I really like the sign here. You can actually feel it and everything. I'm touching his butt, but that's weird. But you can actually feel the sign and everything. That's what I really like about this one. Like the hair and like the way his body's designed and everything. It looks really awesome. For the villains, they always make them like skinny, and then the Rangers like buffed up, but like the villains are so skinny and everything. They did the same thing with the Lugi and the X-Borg, but I really like how the henchmen are skinned down because, you know, they're like normal and everything. So now let's take a look at Fury himself. He comes with the sword. I don't know why they didn't bring they didn't give the henchman like a sword or anything, like a weapon, because he comes with a weapon in the box. If you saw like a picture of him, you see that he has a weapon. But let's take a look at Fury now. He's some type of dog, I guess. I think he's a wolf. He looks more like a dog, so yeah. I really like the design. This down here, the cape and everything. It's not a cape. It's more like a. It's something like, I forgot what it was. I think like vampire hunters wear this kind of stuff. He has like a humanoid version of the dog. Well, let's take a look at the articulation. You can move this down here. You can move this around. This doesn't stop him from moving his foot and everything, so that's cool. And you move this on here. No swivel on here. So he's very limited, but he still looks cool, I guess. Now, I really like that this year in Dino Charge we get like a villain that actually fights. Last year in Super Mega Force, Vicar wasn't much of a fighter. He's more like a wuss. And then with Vrak from Mega Force, he wasn't much of a fighter either. He actually fought the Rangers like later, like at the end of the season. So he doesn't fight a lot, but he's more like a mastermind. But I really like that this year with Dino Charge, I think the Gold fought the Rangers a lot. He's more like the leader of like the fighting group and everything, so yeah. So let's take a look at the size difference between the Ranger and the Lugi. Last year with Super Mega Force, the X-Borg was actually taller than the Ranger himself, and that's weird. So as we have here this year, the Rangers are taller than the henchmen. So let's put him back here. And then the Ranger next to Fury. And Fury's a little taller with the horns and everything, so yeah. Oh my god. Okay, so I posted them in a way that they might fall at some point, but I don't think they are. Now, I really love the villain toy line for the Power Rangers. I've always loved them, as I said before. Even though like the villains are actually like, you know, they're not something that Power Rangers is all about, but I really like when they release the villain figures, you know, because we need the Rangers to be fighting somebody, you know. We can't just have the Rangers fighting nothing at all and just posing and everything. And in Super Sentai, when they rarely release villains. Like this year, we got the Tokyo villains. They did get like a vinyl version of them, but like it was like the henchman and a leader. So Super Sentai toy line isn't really all about the villains and everything. They release more Power Ranger stuff and, you know, like the Ranger stuff and everything. They don't release the villains a lot. But for Power Rangers, we always gotten villains, at least 2 or 3, so that's cool. So that's really cool that we at least get villains for the Rangers. And, you know, it's just fun. If you're completists, you definitely need this figure. Or if you want to have your Rangers like fight somebody, then you also need this. But if you just love the characters and everything, I say that you go for it. So these figures are like definitely a 5-star figure. They're actually worth the money in the pickup. Because, you know, Power Rangers isn't, you know, they release a lot of villains, but I heard that this year they are going to release. So, if you love the villains and you want the Rangers to be fighting somebody, then these are definitely pickups. So, yeah. These figures will be hard to find, but I suggest that you go to Toysrus. They're the store that's only showing them right now. And they're pretty easy to find at Toysrus. I've seen a lot of people in the Ranger fandom find them at Toysrus with the keepbacks on and everything. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Well, stay tuned for a Ranger Key video that I'm also going to be releasing. I'm reviewing 4 Ranger Key Packs from the new series. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and Roberto from Ranger Mania signing out.